Good morning, students. Today we'll discuss about renewable resources of energy. Renewable energy is the energy which comes from the natural resources such as sunshine, wind, rain, tides, geothermal heat, which are renewable and are not exhausted. They are not depleted. So new renewable sources like small hydro projects, modern biomass energy, wind, solar, geothermal and biofuel energy plays a very important role in the renewable source of energy. India is the world's third largest consumer of electricity and world's third largest renewable energy producer with 38% of energy capacity installed in the year 2020, that is 136 gigawatts of 373 gigawatt energy coming from the renewable source. So in this graph you can see how we are progressing towards increase in the renewable energy, both in the terms of hydro energy, wind energy, solar energy, as well as the biomass energy. So renewable energy flows involves natural phenomena like sunlight, wind, tides and geothermal heat. Renewable term is derived from the natural process that are replenished constantly in its various form. It derives directly from the sun or heat generated deep from the earth. Included in the definition is electricity and heat generated from the solar, wind, ocean, hydropower, biomass, geothermal resources and biofuels, and hydrogen derived from the renewable resources. So these all constitute the renewable form of energy. Basically, renewable energy is involved in the power generation. 18% of total electricity generation in the world is through the renewable source. Whereas some countries like Iceland, it uses 100% renewable source of energy, Brazil 85%, Austria 62%, New Zealand 65% and Sweden 54%. And not the least, India 38%. Renewable energy replaces conventional fuel in heating. Solar hot water makes an important contribution in many countries, most notably in China, which now has 70% of global total 180 gigawatt of energy. Most of these systems are installed on multi-family apartment buildings and meet a portion of the hot water needs. The use of biomass for heating continues to grow as well as in Sweden, and natural use of biomass energy has surpassed that of oil. Direct geothermal is heating. It is also growing rapidly. Then energy is used for transport fuels. Renewable biomass has contributed to a significant decline in the oil consumption of United States since 2006. The 93 billion liters of biofuel produced worldwide in 2009 displace the equivalent of the estimated 68 billion liters of gaseous, equal to about 5% of world gasoline production. So first important source is the wind energy. Now for the wind energy, the best states which contributes are the Rajasthan, the Gujarat, the Maharashtra, the Kerala, the Tamil Nadu. The wind power accounts for 10% of India's total installed power capacity, and India was ranked fourth in wind power in year 2020. So in the wind energy, what is there is the rotor blade which moves because of the wind, and ultimately this movement, this kinetic energy is transferred to the electricity. So wind power market is growing in India. In this diagram, we can see the solar energy, wind energy, small hydro energy, biomass energy, and or you can say the renewable source of energy. They all are increasing from 2015 to 2022. So we can say that the ambitions, the targets, the comprehensive government policies and economies have placed India amongst the most vibrant clear energy market in the world. So our target for 2030 is the 450 gigawatts of energy generation. Wind energy. Airflow can be used to run wind turbines. Modern wind turbines range from around 600 kilowatts to 5 megawatt of rated power, although turbines with rated output of 1.5 to 3 megawatts have become the most common for the commercial use. The power output of a turbine is the function of the cube of wind speed. So, as wind speed increases, power output increases dramatically. Areas where wind are stronger and most constant, such as offshores and high altitude sites, they are preferred location for the wind farm. Wind power is renewable and produces no greenhouse gases during the operation, and carbon dioxide and methane, they are not produced. Second is the hydropower. Energy in water can be harnessed and used. Such water is about 800 times dense than the air. Even a slow flowing stream of water or moderate sea swell can yield considerable amount of energy. India ranks 5th globally for installed hydroelectric power capacity as of 31st March 2020. India installed ultimately hydroelectric capacity was 45.69 megawatts or 12.35% of total utilized power generation capacity. So micro hydro systems are hydroelectric power installations that typically provides up to 100 kilowatt of power. They are often used in water rich areas as a remote area power supply, that is RAPS, remote area power supply. So in this diagram we can see how the water is stored in a dam, then through a stream, through a channel, it is thrown on the turbine moves and it is converted into the electricity. The major hydro energy projects in India, they are shown on this map like Bhakra Dam. Next is the solar energy. India is also the home to the world's first and only 100% solar powered airport located at Cochin, Kerala. India is also having the wholly 100% solar power railway station in Guwahati, Assam. India is India's first and largest floating solar power plant was constructed at Banasura Sagar Reserve in Kerala. So India is progressing fastly by using the solar energy. And in this map we have shown various places where the solar energy is harnessed to its very good level. Here Chandigarh is also placed in the map of India for harnessing the solar energy. Solar energy is the energy derived from sunlight, the form of solar radiation. Solar powered electrical generation relies on photovoltaics and heat engines. A partial list of other solar applications include the space heating, the cooling through the solar architecture, day lighting, solar hot water, solar cooking, and high temperature processes, heater for industrial purposes. Solar technologies are broadly characterized as either passive solar or active solar, depending on the way they capture, they convert and distribute solar energy. Active solar techniques includes the use of photovoltaic panels and solar thermal collectors to harness the energy. Passive solar techniques includes the orienting a building to the sun, selecting materials with the favorable thermal mass or light dispersing properties, and designing spaces that naturally circulates the air. Next type of energy is biomass energy. Biomass, that is the plant material, is a renewable source because the energy is contained in it and ultimately it comes from the sun through the process of photosynthesis. Through the process of photosynthesis, we know the sunlight is converted into the chemical energy, and this chemical energy is released by the biomass. As long as biomass is produced sustainable with only as much as used as is grown, the battery will last indefinitely. So biomass can be converted into the energy either directly or it is converted into the microbial process into the ethanol, and ultimately the energy can be used. Sometimes the biomass is also converted into the compost and ultimately it is used to increase the fertility of the soil. Biofuel. Liquid biofuel is usually either bioalcohol such as bioethanol or the oil such as the biodiesel. Bioethanol is an alcohol made by fermentation of sugar components of the plant material and is made mostly from the sugar or the starch crops. With advanced technology being developed, cellular biomass such as the tree and grasses are also used as feedstock for the ethanol production. The ethanol can be used as a fuel for vehicle in its pure form, but it is usually used in gasoline additive to increase octane and improves the vehicle emissions. Bioethanol is widely used in USA and Brazil. Biodiesel is made from vegetable oil, animal fats, and recycled grasses. Biodiesel can be used as a fuel for vehicle in its pure form and is usually used as a diesel additive to the reduced level of the particular, and it reduces the carbon monoxide and hydrocarbon level. So biodiesel is produced from the oil or the fats. Biodiesel provided 1.8% of the world transport fuel in 2008. So this is the process of the conversion of the ethanol or the biofuel from the cellulosic plant products, that is they are fermented with the help of the bacteria, and ethanol it is produced. That ethanol is distilled and it is purified to use as a biofuel. So India is an ideal environment for biomass production because of its tropical location, sunshine, and the rain. The country's vast agriculture potential provides agro reserves which can be used to meet the energy need both in heat and the power application. It is estimated that the potential for biomass energy in India includes 16,000 megawatt from the biomass energy and is further 3,500 megawatt from the biogas cogeneration. Biomass material that can be used for power generation that includes bagasse, rice husk, straw, cotton stalk, coconut shells, soya husk, de-oiled cakes, coffee waste, jute waste, groundnut shells, as well as the sawdust. Ethanol, to meet the government's target of 20% blending of gasoline, ethanol storage capacity of sugar companies need to expand to 3 times the current level of about 300 crore liters. About 10 billion liters of ethanol would be required each year to meet the 20% ethanol bio blended fuel stranded by 2025. Indian Oil Secretary Tarun Kapoor said this month. So when we look at the economic trends, all forms of energy are expensive, but as the time progresses, renewable source of energy generate, it becomes more cheaper than the fossil fuel because they are not exhausted. So we can say once the renewable infrastructure is developed, the renewable source of energy it becomes cheaper. Then the fossil fuels, they after some times they will exhaust, then definitely we have to shift towards the renewable source of energy. And once the world make a clear commitment to shift towards the renewable source of energy, the volume of production will ultimately increase, and this will reduce the cost of the renewable source of energy. Now, the photovoltaic market is also increasing day by day. Photovoltaic production has been increasing since 2002 by 20%, and huge amount of energy is generated by installing them for the energy resources. So use of ethanol for transportation The blending of 10 to 20% ethanol is there, which definitely reduces the consumption of the consumption of the fossil fuel. And next source is the geothermal energy. So geothermal energy, it is the heat which is present inside the earth, and with the help of the system pipelines, we put cold water into the earth's surface, where when it comes in contact with the heat, it is converted into the hot water, and that hot water can be used to generate the electricity. So geothermal energy is in India is shown basically in the Gujarat region, some Rajasthan region, and the Madhya Pradesh region, where it can be harnessed to a greater extent. So the geothermal energy is a very important source of energy, and huge, you can say, profits they can be made through this energy. Next is the waveform expansion. The Portugal, it has world's first commercial waveform. Here what happens, the water in the wave action is used to harness the energy. The barrages, they are created on the shore, seashore. The water, when it enters into the barrage, it will lead to the rotation of the turbines, and when the water, it will move back again, the turbines they move, and the electricity, it will be generated. So new and emerging renewable energy, they are very, very important, and the government has to look forward to find new sources of energy like ocean energy, geothermal energy, biomass energy, or cellulosic ethanol energy, right? So these sorts of energy, they will definitely reduce the dependence on the fossil fuel. This is the ocean energy. In this figure we can see, when the ocean, the wave motion is there in the ocean, that leads to the movement of the turbines, and there is a generator which is attached to the turbine, and the electricity they are produced. So such a small turbines, they are placed in the sea water, where continuous wave action will lead to the generation of the electricity. This is ocean energy. So ocean energy, because India has a vast seashore, so we can use this ocean energy to a larger extent. Nanotechnology, thin film solar panels. Now the thin film solar panels, they are used to convert the solar energy into the electricity. So such panels, they can be installed on the buildings, making them green building, and that requires the requirement of the energy, it can be fulfilled through these solar panels. Now India's 2020 renewable energy targets, what are they? The renewable energy undoubtedly is the future, but the question is how India will achieve this. The government of India at the end of 12th year plan decided to revise the target to achieve renewable power to 175 gigawatts by 2022. So different sources, they will be enhanced in 2022. That is the small hydro projects, the work, it will be there, from where the 5 gigawatt energy can be harnessed. From the biomass, 10 gigawatt energy can be harnessed. From the wind energy, 60 gigawatt can be harnessed, whereas from the solar, panel, 100 gigawatt energy can be harnessed. So this is the target for renewable sources in India by 2022. So I think so 38% of the renewable energy is a good amount in India, and we are definitely working on it, and in near future India will definitely be the leader in the case of the renewable energy. I hope the concept of renewable energy is clear. Thank you.